take that out. Ooh, in there kind of tight. All right. Oh, nice bright colored band. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see. Nice metal. Good, sturdy, rubberized silicone, you call it whatever type of a band. Got the ridges on there, let your arm breathe a little bit. The unit itself is very elegant, solid steel, looks like. Very nice. Got the heart rate thing, I guess, somewhere in there. That looks like the charging connectors. Is there a charger? Yes, there is. This is one of those unique kinds, so you don't want to lose this one, okay? It's got, I guess you'd call it a dock, little magnetic coupling thing. Only goes one way. Holds on good and solid. That's nice. USB charging. And, what else? Want to see it on? Well, I'm going to turn it on in a few minutes and let you take a look at it that way, but just for the heck of it, there you go. Pretty nice. Off. It's solid black. It's curved glass. Look at that. Yeah, it's glass. Huh. Okay, I like it. Good design. We have a manual in the bottom here in English and Chinese. Let's take a look at it. We've got a what you call QR code, right? To scan to get the app that we're going to need to tether this thing to a phone. And let's walk through the manual. It's very short, but it's in color. The app installation. All right, there's one button right at the very bottom, it looks like. Starting it up, long press and touch there. That's how you get into it. And then you cycle through different menu options, including this one, which is where normally you just get the heart rate, but in this case you get all these other things on one screen. They say heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen. Okay, there's a bigger, you can probably scan that on your screen. You can download the app and check it out before you even buy the watch. And then Chinese on that side. All righty, well, this is worthy of taking a look at. I'm going to charge it up and be right back. We'll turn it on and see what it does. Okay, we are back live. We've got the X9 Plus all charged up, and I have already gotten the app downloaded into the support phone. Now, let me tell you, this was not easy. This app is not in the Google Play Store, so you got to go through the whole barcode scanning thing, and ultimately you get this one called iWear. So I'm going to tap on it. I'm going to launch it. iWear is the connected app that works with this device. And I'm finding out, and you will shortly, that everything is in the app. It doesn't so much matter how pretty or how effective all of the circuitry is in the device as it is in what you can do with the app. So this is a new app. We're going to pair this. We hit search. It's the X9 Plus. We're going to pair that device. And boom, it's lighting up. It's kind of dim, but it's lighting up, and it's now paired. Now we've got the settings up here. This is where it gets sad. The settings are very, very limited. You've got a user profile where you can put in basically a picture, a nickname if you want, enter your age, height, and weight in all of these characteristics so you can save it to get the calories burned. That's typical on these watches, but that's it. Reminder settings let you set a reminder for incoming calls, SMS, missing reminders. If you get disconnected from Bluetooth, it will vibrate you. That's that anti-loss thing, I believe. Finding device. If I tap this, it's vibrating right now. You can see on the screen the little icon is flashing, and it does it for 10 seconds, and then it stops. Oh, actually, it's already stopped. And then you got clock settings where you could set 3 different alarms if you want to, 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., and I presume you can change these any way you like. So you've got that kind of stuff in your reminders. Then your device pair we already did. This is where we can release it and pair it again to a different device, if there was one that supported it, and about. And this is where you can check your version to see if there's a software update or a firmware update. And it's the eyewear app. And that, folks, is all this thing does. It's really limited. For steps, you can tap here and set a goal in total number of meters and calories, either way you want to work out, and it'll establish that goal for you. And over here in the sleep, you can determine how many hours you want as your goal for sleep. If it's 8 hours, you can put that in there. Nothing for any of these other things. So you don't have a lot of capability like we have seen in some of the other tethered health-related apps. Most importantly, to be able to, for example, here, take a measurement directly from the phone that would activate the feature on the watch. There's a couple of them we've looked at where there's one big button you hit and it does everything. It catches your heart rate, your blood pressure, your blood oxygen, and your fatigue level. This one doesn't do any of that. So the app itself is very, very limited to reporting only what you're getting on the watch. And it looks like you got to do all of that on the watch. You don't have the ability to set this up to take readings every 15 minutes, half hour, 2 hours, twice a day, nothing like that. So it's really just a reporting vehicle for what you're getting on the watch. So everything's related to, and I'm calling this a watch because it's almost watch size, right? It's really a band, but it's so close to being a watch. Let's see. I'm going to try to readjust the lighting to make it darker in here so you can see the screen. And then we're going to run through exactly what you do and can do on the device. And let's give this a try. Yeah, much better. The dimmer light lets us actually see the device itself. So you see I'm touching on the bottom of the screen to get here. I kind of touch over on the right. I get my number of steps, calories burned based on the data that I put in for age and height and weight and all that. 105, not sure what that was. Your sleep capability or your time in deep sleep, your heart rate, which is where it's actually turning the diodes on now to gather that information. What looks like a timer that I haven't figured out how to activate. Of course, you leave it for 2 seconds and it goes all the way back to the very... Oh no, it just went out. I thought it went all the way back. The other ones go all the way back to the beginning. This one leaves you where you were. Tap it again. There's the Find Our Phone device. I tap and hold. Yeah, nice, loud. Definitely you're going to find your phone if you've lost it. And an off button, so you can actually turn the device, the band, completely off. Little more stuff that you're actually seeing on the physical band itself compared to some of the others that just cycled through the basic information. This one, though, had all that other good stuff, too. So we come back to time and date. That's the only watch face you're going to see on here. It shows you your Bluetooth and your battery level, which I definitely need to charge this fully. And we wanted to get over here to the heart rate reading section. I'm going to put it on my finger, and we're going to show you that once I get back to it. It's very sensitive, the screen. There we go. Okay, we're going to let it catch the data. Wow. You see my thumb touch the bottom of here, and it just keeps moving through all of the options. That's something I think they need to work on because, yeah, it's just too sensitive. All right, I'm going to hold it like this. We'll let it get a reading. And look closely because it's only there for a couple of seconds before it disappears. And there's no way that I know of that you can bring it back. So if you're using this watch in the field, and you saw how dim it was in just moderate light in here, if you're in the sunlight, you can't see it at all. You're going to have to get into a shady area, shield it, look at it, watch it, and wait while it does all these computations. And then when it's done, hopefully you're still looking at it and you grab the information that you see on the screen. I might have to be more still than I thought I would. Not getting a reading on this one. Before it was coming up pretty quickly. So you know what? I'm going to strap it on my arm and we'll try that. You ought to be able to see what it looks like anyway. Pretty attractive one. It's a really bright orange-red color. Okay, it's in place, and I accidentally touched again, so that took it out of the reading. You guys are getting to see this thing in action, so you can get a feel for all of its goods and not so good. Wow, there you go. That quickly. 71, 125 over 76, and 99%. And I probably got bad reflections there. It came up really fast once I have it on my arm, and equally, it went away really fast again. All right, let's try it one more time. Try to get it shaded so you're not, there you go. Okay, so you're getting readings, 83, 127 over 78, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm going to get the lighting back here a bit and come back over here. And you see on the phone, it has already transmitted those readings here. The first one, 83, and then 71. And then here were the blood pressure readings, 127 over 78. And 98%, 99% on the last one. So it's going to start creating bar graphs and line graphs based on the data that it gets. And the data that it gets comes directly from the watch, and it comes when you actually do it. Now, a couple of things here. I don't know if this can be worn out and accumulate that data and then later transfer it over to the app, because guess what? I can't find a sync button. I try to pull down and nothing happens. I go over to these things that show you your history, okay, and nothing happens. There's my average blood pressure. There's only 2, so I guess it hasn't averaged these things yet. But nowhere is there a way of updating the app, you know, doing a synchronization with the band. So if you're out just with the band and accumulating data, and later you want to sync it here, may or may not work. Look in the show notes. Once I get some more testing on this one, I'll let you know whether or not it does synchronize and track and store data on the watch. The other thing that I pointed out, there's no place that you can set it to regularly on certain intervals take this data automatically. Now that doesn't mean that it's not actually set up to do that. It might be every hour it'll do it, or it might rely on you doing it manually. So I'm going to wear it for a couple of days and test that out. And either add a little thing to the end of this video or put it in the show notes about whether or not it is doing some sort of regular measurement just in the art of wearing it. All that said, there is still no way to export any of this data to anything else, not Google Fit. And it's kind of limited on what all you see. You can't do an instant measurement from the phone to the watch, which I really like in the other ones. But it's a really attractive device. It's really nice looking. Very sensitive button on it. Oh, you know what? That's the distance, I think, right? That was the time, steps, calories burned, distance that you've walked, maybe in meters. Your sleep cycle, your heart rate, a timer that I can't figure out how to work, finding your lost phone, and then pressing and holding should actually turn it off. And it says bye-bye.